You have already felt it. That small cold feeling after sharing a good idea, a pause, a glance, a sentence that sounds like support but lands like sand in your lungs. Here is what no one tells you. Some people do not want you to fail because they hate you. They want you to fail because your success would force them to look at their own stillness. Think about that for a moment. If you wake up early, start that business, lose that weight, write that book, you become a mirror. And some mirrors are painful to look into. By the end of this video, you will not be angry at them. You will see them clearly for the first time. And that changes everything. Let us begin. Type 1, the close one who never asks, "How are you really?" Let us begin with the most confusing type. They laugh with you. They remember your birthday. They have been in your life for years. But they have never once asked about your deeper worry. Carl Jung called this the shadow projection. Here is what that means in simple language. Every human being has parts of themselves they do not like. Weakness, laziness, fear, regret. They bury those parts. They pretend those parts do not exist. Now, when you try to grow, when you try to become more disciplined, more brave, more ambitious, you accidentally remind them of the parts they buried. You become a living mirror of what they refuse to face. They do not hate you, they hate what you represent. So they do not attack you directly. They simply ignore your struggle. Let me give you a real situation. You say, "I am starting a small business." They say, "That's nice." Then immediately talk about their traffic jam, or their grocery list, or a show they watched. No curiosity, no follow-up question, no "what kind of business?" No "how can I help?" No, "that sounds scary, tell me more." That is not being busy. That is a reflex to keep your fire small. Here is another example. You tell them you are struggling with your mental health. They say, "Oh, that's rough." Then change the subject. They do not ask how you are sleeping. They do not check in next week. They just move on. You have probably been explaining yourself to this person for years, trying to get them to care, trying to find the right words that will finally wake them up. Stop. You do not need their excitement. You need their absence from your decision-making. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Their silence is an outside event. Your path is not." Next time you share something important with them, notice how long it takes them to turn the conversation back to themselves. If it is under 30 seconds, you have your answer. No confrontation needed. Just a quiet recalibration of how much weight you give their opinion. Type 2. The cheerleader who loves your small wins, but panics at your big leaps. This one is harder to spot. Much harder. Because they are not mean. They are not cold. In fact, they are warm, supportive, encouraging. They celebrate your first $10. They clap for your first 5 push-ups. They smile when you finish 1 page of that book. But when you try for $1,000, when you try for a marathon, when you try for 200 pages, suddenly they become worried. Research in social comparison theory has found something uncomfortable but true. People feel safest when you are slightly below them or slightly above them, but not far above. Your small win makes them feel generous, because they can say, "Look at them go. How nice." It costs them nothing. It even makes them feel like a good person. But your big win? Your big win makes them feel small, and no one likes feeling small. So their brain finds a way to protect them. It dresses fear as concern. It dresses jealousy as wisdom. You paint a nice picture on the weekend. They say, "Frame it. That is beautiful. You are so talented. You quit your job to paint full-time." Now they say, "That is risky. Have you thought about health insurance? What about retirement? Maybe keep it as a hobby." Notice the shift. The first reaction was pure encouragement. The second reaction was pure brakes. The message is clear. Stay cute, not serious. Another example. You lose 10 pounds. They say, "Wow, you look amazing. What is your secret?" You aim to lose 40 pounds and enter a fitness competition. Now they say, "Do not get too extreme. You look fine already." Some people get obsessed, you know. Again, brakes, brakes, brakes. Here's what Marcus Aurelius would say. If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change. For I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed. But the one who is harmed is the one who continues in self-deception. Their panic is their problem. Their worry is not your weather. Now, the question you must ask yourself, is this person giving me data or feeling? Data sounds like, here is a risk I saw. Here is a solution. Here is a person you could talk to. Feeling sounds like, I am worried. I have a bad feeling. Maybe slow down. Feelings are real, but they are not facts. And someone else's fear is not a good reason to shrink. Next time they offer you concern without evidence, ask yourself one quiet question. Is this care, or is this a cage dressed as kindness? If you are honest, you will know in 5 seconds. Type 3. The historian, the one who reminds you of your old self. This person has a perfect memory, not for your wins, for your failures from 6 years ago, for the time you cried in public, for the job you lost, for the relationship that broke you. Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, "I am not a man, I am dynamite." He meant that people who truly change are dangerous to the old order. They break expectations, they break routines, they break the unspoken agreement to stay the same. The historian keeps you in your past because your past is where they feel superior. As long as you are the person who failed, they are the person who watched. And watching feels safer than doing. You used to be late to everything, chronically late. It was a problem. Now you run a team. You arrive early. You plan. When you share a new goal, maybe starting a podcast, maybe moving to a new city, they smile and say, "That is ambitious for someone who could not find their shoes last decade." It sounds like a joke. It is not. It is a memory weapon. They are pulling your old failure into your present to keep you small. Another example. You used to struggle with money. You are doing better now. You share that you want to invest in something. They say, "Remember when you could not pay your phone bill for 3 months?" Again, the past, dragged into the room like a ghost. Why this hurts so much? Because you trusted them with your old weakness. You told them when you were down. You were vulnerable. Now they use that vulnerability as a leash. Carl Jung said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." The historian cannot accept themselves, so they need you to stay incomplete. You do not need to argue. You do not need to say, "That was 6 years ago." That just gives them more energy. Next time they quote your past, say nothing. Just notice. Notice how they need you small so they can feel stable. Then quietly, privately, decide, this person no longer gets access to your new goals. They can know what you did yesterday. They do not need to know what you are building for tomorrow. When they bring up your past, pause for 3 seconds, then say, "Yes, and?" Stay calm. Do not defend. Do not explain. The pause alone is often enough to make them realize what they are doing, but even if they do not realize, you have changed the game. Type 4. The mirror, the one who wants exactly what you want, but cannot start. This person is not an enemy. They are a reflection, and reflections can hurt more than direct attacks. Jung said, "The meeting of 2 personalities is like the contact of 2 chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." But the mirror does not want transformation. They want to watch you try, so they can feel what it is like, without ever moving themselves. You both wanted to write a book. You wrote 10 pages. You showed them. They say, "I love your chapters. I will start mine next month." Next month becomes next year. Next year becomes never. And secretly, if your book fails, they feel relieved. Not because they are cruel, because your failure proves that not starting was the wise choice. Another example, you both wanted to get fit. You go to the gym for 6 months. You see results. They say, "I will join you next week." Next week does not come. And when you miss a day, they say, "See, even you struggle. It is fine." Why this is subtle sabotage? They will never say stop. They will only say slow down. They will admire you just enough to keep you company in mediocrity, because if you succeed completely, they are alone, and being alone with their own inactivity is unbearable. Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how." The mirror has no why, so they borrow yours, and they drain it. Here is the test you can run today. Share a hard deadline, not a soft dream, a hard, specific, public deadline. I am launching on March 1st. I am running a 10K on April 12th. I am submitting my manuscript on June 1st. Watch their reaction. If they celebrate and ask how to support you, good. If they become quiet or change the subject or suddenly remember something they need to do, you have your answer. The quiet ones are not thinking, they are comparing. And comparison is the fastest way to kill someone else's fire. Marcus Aurelius would say, "Waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one. Do not argue with the mirror. Do not try to motivate them. Let them watch. Let them stay still. You keep moving." Type 5. The ghost. The one who left but still watches. This is the least obvious. The ex-friend. The former mentor. The family member who does not get involved. They are not in your daily life, but they are in your head. Research on Schadenfreude, that German word for taking pleasure in someone else's pain, shows something strange. Strangers rarely enjoy your failure. A random person on the street does not care if you succeed or fall. But people who once had power over you? Different story. The ghost feels entitled to your outcome because they once shaped your beginning. They hired you, they dated you, they raised you, and in their mind, you are still the person they knew. Any success you have now is a betrayal of that old story. You left a toxic workplace 2 years ago. You build something new, a small business, a freelance career, a creative project. The old boss never calls, never texts. But you hear through a friend, "I heard it is not really working out for them." No evidence, no numbers, no conversation, just a whisper dropped into the world. That is the ghost. Another example. You ended a friendship that was draining you. Months later, you run into a mutual acquaintance. They say, "Oh, I heard you are having a rough time. So-and-so mentioned you seemed lost." Again. A whisper, no proof, but it lands in your chest like a stone. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it?" The ghost does not need to act. They just need you to feel watched. And being watched makes you smaller, more careful, more afraid to fail publicly. What you actually do? Nothing. You do not confront them. You do not block them. You do not send a message. You simply stop reporting your life to anyone who did not ask directly. The ghost feeds on updates. Every time a friend says, "I heard from so-and-so," and you react, you give the ghost energy, starve them. When someone brings you a whisper, say, "Interesting, anyway," and move on. All right, this is your practical exercise. Write down the names of 3 people you suspect are ghosts. Now write down, When was the last time they directly, kindly, genuinely asked about your life? If the answer is more than 6 months ago, they are not in your life. They are just in your head, and you can evict them without a sound. You might feel something uncomfortable right now, not fear, recognition. You are remembering a face, a text, a dinner conversation. That is good. That is the itch being scratched. But here is the deeper truth no list ever tells you. Most of these people do not know they are doing it. That does not excuse them, but it frees you. Because if they are not conscious of their sabotage, you do not need their apology. You do not need them to change. You do not need a confrontation. You only need your distance and your awareness. Let us add one more type, the one almost everyone misses. Type 6, the exhausted praiser, the one who agrees too quickly. This is the person who agrees with everything you say. Too quickly. Yes. Amazing. You are so right. Love that for you. But they never help, never challenge, never invest. Nietzsche warned about the last man. The last man is someone who has no fire left, no ambition, no discomfort. They live for comfort and small pleasures, and they resent anyone with a real flame because the flame makes their comfort feel empty. The exhausted praiser keeps you talking so they never have to act. Your words become entertainment. Your dreams become content for their scroll. You say, I want to run a marathon. They say, wow, so inspiring. Send me the link to donate. You send it. They never donate. Race day comes. They are not there. They do not ask how it went. They were never going to. Another example. You say, I am writing a book. They say, that is amazing. You are so talented. 6 months later, you finish. You tell them. They say, oh wow, I forgot. That is so cool. Then nothing. No, can I read it? No, how did you stay motivated? Just empty air. The painful question you must ask yourself, does this person ever ask how the work is going? Or only how the idea is going? Ideas make them feel visionary. Work makes them feel tired of themselves, because work requires showing up, and showing up is exactly what the exhausted praiser avoids. Carl Jung said, the shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all. The exhausted praiser is not looking for your recipe. They are looking for your applause without your effort. Stop sharing your hard work with them. Share only your finished results, and only if they ask. They will not ask. And that silence will tell you everything. Let us return to where we started. You have felt the small, cold feeling. Now you know its name, the secret wish for your stillness. But here is the release, the shift you came for. You do not need to cut everyone off. Cutting off is loud and exhausting. You do not need to confront anyone. Confrontation gives them proof that they matter. You only need to stop asking for water from a well that holds only your reflection. Carl Jung once wrote, I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. These 5 types of people do not define your path. They define their own limitation, and they project it onto you. That is their burden, not yours. Marcus Aurelius again said, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. If your time is limited, and it is, why would you spend it explaining yourself to people who are secretly hoping you stay small? Now, pick one goal you have been quiet about. Not the big dream, just one real, specific 3-month goal. Share it only with people who ask follow-up questions, not compliments, not emojis, not exclamation marks. Questions. How will you do that? What is the hardest part? What do you need? That is your filter. Everyone else gets the polite version of you. The people who ask questions get the real version. If this video made you feel something uncomfortable and useful, not entertained but seen. Do not click away yet. There is another kind of person we did not cover. The one who used to be you, before you woke up. The part of yourself that still whispers, maybe they are right, maybe stay small. That is the topic of the next video. How to stop being the person who secretly wants others to fail, including yourself. Because the real war is not out there. It is the part of you that still wants company in your own small fears. Click the screen. Let us go deeper. You are not here to stay comfortable. You are here to see clearly.